All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're talking about a creature that's just a total contradiction. Meet the cassowary, part living dinosaur, part master gardener for the entire rainforest.
And look, let's just get this out of the way. Smithsonian Magazine described this bird as, and I'm quoting here, a huge, ornery, flightless bird that can eviscerate you. Yeah, when you hear that, you tend to pay attention. And honestly, that's where the story of the cassowary usually begins.
So let's make a formal introduction. This is the Southern Cassowary. You'll find it deep in the rainforests of New Guinea and parts of northern Australia. And as you can probably already see, there is nothing else on Earth quite like it.
Okay, so about that reputation, it's not totally unearned. For a long time, this bird's image has been all about fear. But is it really the world's most dangerous bird? Let's break it down.
I mean, just look at it. This thing is built to intimidate. You've got these jet black, almost hair-like feathers, and then this insane splash of vibrant blue and red on its neck. And that thing on its head, that's a casque. It's this bony helmet that makes it look like it just time-traveled from the age of dinosaurs. But the real business end, that's the 4-inch dagger-like claw on each foot. Seriously, you do not want to be on the receiving end of that.
And if the look wasn't enough, wait till you hear it, or feel it. The cassowary makes one of the lowest frequency calls of any bird. It's this deep, deep boom that you literally feel in your chest before you even register it as a sound. It's this eerie, rumbling presence that echoes through the dense rainforest, letting everything know it's around long before you could ever hope to see it.
But here's the thing. This is where the story totally flips. Because beyond the scary reputation, beyond the claws and the creepy booming call, this bird plays a role that is absolutely essential to its entire ecosystem. It's not a monster, it's the rainforest's keystone gardener.
So what exactly is a keystone species? Think of it like the keystone in a stone arch. It's the one piece that holds everything else together. You pull it out, and the whole arch collapses. Well, in the rainforests of Australia, the cassowary is that keystone. So how does it do this? Where does this incredible gardening power come from? Well, it's not from that famous kick. Nope. The real secret to a healthy, thriving rainforest is found in cassowary poop. Seriously. And we have the data to prove it. Check this out. A study in one national park looked at 2 different areas. In the parts of the forest with cassowaries, they found 48 different kinds of seedlings sprouting up. But in the areas without cassowaries, that number dropped to just 13. That difference it's just staggering. It's basically a live experiment showing you exactly how crucial these birds are. And they're doing this on an industrial scale. I mean, a single cassowary drops about 3.7 piles of fertilizer a day. And here's why that matters so much. They're one of the only animals big enough to swallow the massive fruits of certain rainforest trees whole. They digest the fruit, walk miles away, and then deposit the seeds in a perfect little pile of fertilizer. They are literally planting the future of the forest, all day, every day.
So you're probably wondering, how on earth do we even know this? These birds are super secretive. Well, scientists came up with a pretty clever, almost spy-like trick. They put these tiny little telemetry devices inside a piece of fruit. The cassowary comes along, eats the fruit, and then the scientists can track it until, the device comes out the other end. Then they go find it, and boom, they've got perfect data on where it's been and what seeds it's spreading.
But here's the tough part of the story. For all its power and importance in the ecosystem, this ancient bird is facing some very modern, very human-made problems. And right now, its survival is not a sure thing at all.
The threats are, sadly, pretty predictable. Their rainforest home is being chopped up by farming and cities, forcing them into smaller and smaller areas. That means they have to cross roads where they get hit by cars, and it means they run into domestic dogs, which is a fight they often lose.
And the result of all this? In Australia, the cassowary is officially endangered. The best guess is that there are only around 4,000 left in the wild there. Just think about that, 4,000. For a creature that literally holds the future of the entire rainforest ecosystem in its hands, or, well, in its claws.
Okay, so we've got the scary monster myth, and we've got the ecological superhero reality. But believe it or not, this story has one more absolutely wild twist, and it's about us. Our connection to this bird goes back, way back, like to the Ice Age. Just look at this timeline. It really puts it all into perspective. New evidence suggests that people in New Guinea were actively raising cassowaries 18,000 years ago. To give you some context, we didn't domesticate the chicken until about 9,500 years ago. This could be the earliest example of humans managing birds ever.
So how do we know this? The evidence is in these tiny, 18,000-year-old pieces of eggshell found in ancient rock shelters. And looking at them, scientists had a huge question. What exactly were our ancestors doing with these giant eggs?
Okay, so there are two big theories. Theory 1, they were basically farming them. Scientists can tell from the shells that most of the eggs were collected right before they were about to hatch. So the idea is they grab the eggs, hatch the chicks, and then raise them for meat and feathers. Theory 2, they were eating them as a delicacy, kind of like balut, which is a fertilized egg that's still eaten in parts of the world today. And the evidence for that? Some of the shells have burn marks, suggesting they were cooked right in the shell. It's totally possible they were doing a bit of both.
Now you might be thinking, why on earth would you try to raise the world's most dangerous bird? Well, the answer is a fascinating little biological trick called imprinting. Just like a baby duckling, a cassowary chick will latch on to the first big moving thing it sees after it hatches. So if you're the one there when it hatches, congratulations! It thinks you're its parent and will follow you everywhere. It would have been surprisingly easy to manage, at least for a while.
So, when you step back and look at everything we've talked about, you realize this bird is so much more than just that scary myth.
Let's just recap what the cassowary really is. It's a living link to a prehistoric world. It's the essential gardener that keeps its entire rainforest alive. It's one of humanity's very first partners in the bird world. And today, it's an endangered animal that needs us to be its guardian.
And that really brings us to the big, final question, doesn't it? For thousands and thousands of years, humans have understood just how special this bird is. Our ancestors, all the way back in the Ice Age, saw its value. So the question we have to ask ourselves now is, will we?